Hello everyone, and welcome to YachtWay Spotlight. Today I am going to take you on a full thorough walkthrough of this VQ58 by Vanquish Yachts, a Dutch manufacturer who has set himself apart from everyone else in the industry by building high quality composite and aluminum boats for demanding individuals. People who are not settling for anything other than the absolute best. Think of Vanquish Yachts as the Rolls-Royce or Rolls-Royce Black Badge in the car industry. We're starting our tour of this Vanquish 58 all the way in the aft swim platform, and this model is their most popular model, and it is obviously their aluminum built hull. And I want to start with pointing out the details that this boat has. First off, you see you have like a swim platform over here which sticks out, aka you can kind of use it like a passerelle. But with the push of a button right over here, this goes all the way down and it becomes your stairway to the ocean. Now if we push the same button up, it raises up. You can use it as a platform, or if we keep holding, the whole thing keeps going up. So even if you have a high dock now, you can easily walk off from the dock. Now, the tricks don't end over here, and this boat has tricks all over them. So if we turn around, you have an amazing freestanding carbon shower right over here. You have a shower at the top, and you have a handheld shower right over here. So once you come back from the water, you can rinse yourself off. So with a push of a button over here, we can lift up this whole tender garage. So the attention to details carries on even in places where you would least expect it. The whole tender garage over here is finished to absolute perfection. You have a roller over here, and from the front, which we'll come to, you'll see by push of a button, this whole thing just slides out. So there's absolutely no physical power required to get your mini Vanquish VQ11 out from your VQ58. As we continue walking over here, what I do want to point out is on your way up, you also have, on top of the carbon fiber shower that is standing over there, you also have a plug that you can plug in a handheld shower. So if you do want to, wash off your water toys or anything, you can easily do that with this shower over here. As we keep walking, the attention to detail carries on every single item that is on this boat, even the cleats itself. Very European style. So the two buttons, one on either side, you push them and they disappear into the aluminum hull. On your right hand over here, you have beautiful four carbon fiber cup holders, and you have the same thing on the other side. Not just any cup holder, but a cup holder with embossed Vanquish logo within itself. And right underneath the cup holders, you also have easy access to the fenders, so that whenever you are owner operating the boat or trying to do it yourself, you can quickly grab the fenders right here. VQ58 by Vanquish Yachts is actually their most popular model in the whole range. And rightfully so, because the whole emphasis is really on the entertainment outside. It's not a hotel where you have several bedrooms inside. Now, you can still take it on occasional overnighters, but the main emphasis is on the living area and the comfort outside. Starting with, obviously you have the massive sunbed in the back, but you also have these very, very deep, the truly deep seating areas with great angle over here. And these cushions, they're just so thick. Usually you have boats that have 5-inch, 6-inch thick cushions. This one, I want to say it goes down over a foot width, making it truly a comfortable and a great place to stay at. And I love the angle of it. It's not 90 degrees, so you don't feel like you're in a school bus, Absolutely incredible. Now, as we keep walking, you have another seating area right over here. Now with this seating area, Vanquish 58 being an aluminum boat, what you can do is you can configure this whichever way you like. So if you don't want to have a seating area over here, you can extend the whole galley area and make this an even bigger area where you can, prepare your food, have it served, whatever you like. But this one has a seating area over here, a sink, and a fridge, which we'll come back to. But I want to pay attention to this table right over here. So not just is it a table, you also have an incredibly big ice box within. So what you can do is you can fill this thing whole up with ice, put your drinks inside, and a great place to grab them when you're out and about. Again, attention to detail with everything. There are rubber mounts everywhere. It's painted all around. And I don't see any imperfections in this paint right over here. Absolutely incredible. Now, underneath this table over here, you have a little, kind of like a cubby. I know if you want to use it for your trash, or if you want to keep extra drinks over here, whatever you may think, they're right over here. Climate change is real, and the summers in South Florida and in the Mediterranean are getting hotter and hotter. So having a boat that is all outdoor is fantastic, but there are days that it's just way too hot to be on a boat. Now, Vanquish has noticed that, and I don't think I've ever seen it on any other boat before. So what you can do is, you can have your Vanquish with misters, and you have these nozzles that are kind of hidden inside the hardtop. And if we come here now and we push a button right on the screen, it says mist. We click on that, and in about 8 seconds, these misters turn on and they spray fresh water, which goes through the whole filtration system, making the water truly clean. So even if you're sitting over here with your silk clothes or your nice suit, it does not leave any stains on them. And any second now, yeah, there you go. You see how the mist is coming out. I can feel it on my skin. It's great. It cools me down in this nice summer day in Florida, and it feels incredible. It's on for a few seconds only, meaning the cushions will not get wet, and you don't sit down on a wet cushion basically. Again, you can see it over here. And it also, the mist comes out from the top right over here, pushing the mist towards the sunbed in the aft. So on your starboard side, you have a little galley area over here with a big sink, and underneath you have a nice fridge right over here where you can keep your drinks at. And if that's not enough, you also have an additional fridge right over here. So next to your sink over here, you also have an electrical plug, which you can use to plug in either your blenders or your margarita mixers, whatever you desire. So the VQ58 is really made not just for a captain to drive, but also as an owner-operator. And they have gone so far that they thought about people's height when configuring the helm station. And what I mean about that is there are these steps that fold down. So I'm 6'1", I have kind of plenty of space above my head. But if you are shorter and maybe you won't see over the bow, you can step on this, and I mean, you add an additional like almost 10 inches, I want to say, right below you. So it's fantastic. And the helm seat is very cool, like a sports car over here. Next to its little love seat. And of course, the helm seat has its own little step over here as well. Now, when we sit over here, I mean, I feel comfortable here. I feel like I'm in a proper race car over here. And if maybe the seat is too far from the helm, you can always actually slide it forward. Yeah, this is much closer now. Or you can push it back, just like this. I mean, it feels fantastic over here. And I can easily see out, and you can use these steps actually, not just when you feel like you're shorter, but also just to rest your legs at. Absolutely amazing. And everything is right here at your fingertips. Also, one of the very great things about this helm station, again, giving you extra comfort when you're on the way or when you're captaining this boat. You have these AC grills, one on either side, giving you plenty of cool air while you're cruising, even during the hottest summer days. Now, so Vanquish has gone a great distance to make sure that every single detail in this boat is beyond perfect. And when I say that, I really truly mean that. Usually what happens is when you get a bow thruster, you buy a bow thruster from a third-party company and they provide you with a little kind of like a keypad to control the bow thruster. Now, for Vanquish, that wouldn't be good enough. So what they did, they have designed their own bow thruster buttons, having their own Vanquish logo over here, a blue ring light over here, and blue ring light that matches the ring light on the controllers right over here as well, which is absolutely amazing. So the VQ58 being very much an owner-operator boat, and it makes it even easier to drive to this Volvo IPS joystick. Perhaps one of the greatest invention in the whole boating world, and this thing makes the driving so much easier. You can point this thing at any direction and the boat will just go to there. Obviously, of course, have your skyhook button over here, meaning you push this button, you're using your GPS location and the boat stays in the exact same location. You have joystick driving, so at high speed, rather than using a steering wheel, you can use a joystick to turn left and right. You of course have your docking mode, so whenever you want to maneuver in the close quarters, get back to your dock, you use this mode. And you have a thruster mode, which gives you even more power. Maybe it's a windier day or a lot of current. Next to your joystick over here, you have your regular levers. So you have obviously both your port side and your starboard lever. You have a trim assist right over here. So this means the boat is going to trim automatically, so you don't have to fuss around with the trim tabs. You can call station, but this boat having only one station, kind of irrelevant. You can cruise control, meaning you can change the speed by 100 RPM. So if you do want to control your trim tabs manually, you can do that with two buttons over here. So you have your port side up and down, and you have a trim tab for your starboard side right over here as well. And the center one is a cruise control. So you can either increase or decrease your speed with just the push of a button over here. And last but not least, you have a final row of buttons over here. You have a low speed mode, your throttle only mode. So if you want to just rev the engines without putting them in a gear, that's your button. Or if you don't want to adjust the two levers simultaneously, you can always put it on a single lever mode. And now you just deactivate one and you can use one lever to control both engines. So this VQ58 is optioned with kind of like an open T-top. What you can do is you can have it built fully enclosed. So there's no air that comes in from outside, only from the aft. Let's talk about performance. This Vanquish VQ58 is powered by IPS 950s, which give you a cruise speed at around 25-26 knots and a top speed of around 36 knots. Now, you can go the distance and option your boat with IPS 1350s, which give you the cruise speed of 40 knots and top speed around 45 knots. The other day, we had an opportunity to take a VQ58 out on a solid 4-5 foot chop day, and it was absolutely mesmerizing how that boat performed on the water. You expect the boat to have some, movement on the top or, some rattle sounds from places because you're going 25 knots, hopping over the waves with a 58-foot boat, and that thing was solid like a rock. I don't think I've ever felt anything like that. Now, let's say that you feel little adventurous and you want to have something added as an added bonus to your VQ58. What you can do is you can option it with a mini VQ11, which is an exact replica of your VQ58. And with the push of a button, right over here, we have a tender garage that lifts up, just like so. And I'm not speeding it up or anything right now. This is how fast it actually opens. And inside, as you can see, you have a mini Vanquish VQ11. So let's hop on the board and let me show you what this thing is about. Welcome aboard your VQ11 on board a VQ58. So this is an exact replica now of the boat that we're taking a tour of. And as you can see, this is custom built for the boat. And you have, you can put 2-3 people total on this, I don't even want to call it tender, because this is so much cooler than just a tender. You have obviously matching flexi teak, synthetic teak over here, and matching color, hull color as well. Now, everything in this tender garage is finished to an absolute perfection, as if it would be always on public display. Now, toys is what this boat is not lacking. You have obviously this thing, which you can use as a jet ski or a tender, whatever you like. And right next over here, we have these blow-up Vanquish branded paddle boards, one on either side, so you can go out with your friends. And inside over here, right down below, you have actually color matched, once again, sea bobs, one on either side, ready to rock and roll at moment's notice. And of course, within this whole holder for the sea bobs is also a charger, so you can keep the sea bobs charged. Now you ask, how am I going to get this thing out? Well, in the back, there's a whole garage that opens up, and this VQ11 is sitting on an angle, so whenever we push a button over here, this whole thing slides out on rollers, so the only thing you really need to do is just push it with your finger. So right above my head over here, you have actually carbon fiber poles, which are being used for the bimini extensions. So you can have a canvas bimini all the way in the back covering the sunbed, and also bimini poles for your bow sunbed, so you have plenty of shade wherever you are on the boat. They're nicely kind of like stored away over here, so you just clip them in, very easy to access them, great place. And the carbon fiber shower that you saw, we put it now in its right place, right over here, once again, clipped in and stored away for the next time. So as we walk towards the bow, again, the side walkways are super wide, making it very safe and a great place, to use as a walkway over here. As we get towards the bow, again, you have nice carbon fiber cup holders, 3 on either side, and again, Vanquish imprint in all of them. As we get to the bow, obviously you have amazing sunbed over here, you have a nice seating area, but again, I want to point out some of the great details on this boat. So you have kind of like a cutout for the speakers, so they're not sticking out, meaning when you walk close to the wall, you never hit your chins against the speaker covers. Now, talking about speaker covers, these are not your normal speaker covers. These are actually also Vanquish branded, something that you wouldn't expect from a boat, but this is not your regular boat. Now, right here, you also have USB chargers, so you can keep all your devices charged up at all times. And of course, when you're sitting all the way in the bow, you wouldn't want to go all the way to the back to take a shower. Now, you have actually a shower connection hidden right underneath over here, so you can plug in your handheld shower and cool yourself down right over here. So this seating area over here, first of all, it's super comfortable. I love this feeling of kind of having it on an angle rather than straight out. Makes you feel more comfortable on a boat. And these cushions, they're just so plush. It's absolutely amazing. You have 5 cup holders over here. I do not know what these cutouts are for. I'm sure there's a reason for that. So my guess is maybe it's to keep your phone at. Yeah. But again, I'm sure this is a great attention to detail. So one of the things that I never thought that I would talk about on this boat, but I definitely do want to mention it, is this anchor locker right over here. An option that is kind of a given with every single boat in this size. But as we open it, things are starting to get crazy. We're starting off with this label system right over here, which means that whenever you let out more than 33 feet of chain, this chain turns red. If you let out 66 feet, the chain turns yellow, blue, white, and so forth. Meaning that you don't need to even have a chain counter. You can visually tell by looking over here as the chain goes down how much chain you've let out. Now, carrying on with this kind of craziness and attention to detail in anchor locker is something that you never really see. I mean, in this boat, because the anchor is kind of hidden underneath, you don't see the anchor itself as it goes down. And you don't see the anchor chain. But rather than having a regular galvanized chain, they have actually a solid stainless steel anchor chain. Again, something that you do not see at all, but just the attention to detail is beyond. This over here is your anchor lock for the chain lock. And this is not your regular pin. It's a proper, like a mega yacht level lock. So when you want to release the anchor, you just lift it up, you rest it over here, and now the chain can go down. Now, obviously you have your remote control for the chain, which is kind of a standard thing. I don't want to even talk about this, but let's say that you don't want to anchor now, but you want to use a mooring buoy. And for that, what you do is typically you would just pick up your mooring line, throw your line over it, and you tie it on a cleat. In this case, you have 3 of them right over here. But the problem as a boater, every single time you do a mooring buoy, the line scratches against the hull and eventually creating like a stress marks on the paint, because paint is soft at the end of the day. So to tackle that issue, Vanquish has come out with, I mean, just look at the finish of this. It's beautifully anodized, black line holder, I may say. And you put it right inside over here, and you can now run your line across the holder so it never touches the hole itself. Obviously, you can angle it whichever way you like, and now it protects your paint. Now, I would want to say that that's it, but it's not. It keeps on going. Every once in a while, whenever you bring your anchor chain up, sometimes it gets stuck. Maybe there's too much sand or something, and you need to kind of whack it just to get it back on place. So for that, rather than trying to find something, Vanquish has included their very own hammer, so you can just come here and get your anchor back to place. So this is a proper anchor room. And obviously you have lighting inside over here. There's absolutely everything you may need. So, I mean, true work of art. And as a cherry on a cake, this latch over here, could be a typical latch, but no, this one is Vanquish branded and has a Vanquish logo in it as well. Something that you cannot avoid on this boat is the quality of the paint job. And I truly mean it at the highest level. So if you look at now against the sun, this paint has absolutely no bubbles, no wobbles, and it is finished to an absolute perfection. And I would want to even say that this is beyond the super yacht level. So if there is a super yacht company who has a level of paint like Vanquish has, I would challenge you to invite us out and have us take a look at your boats. Even when I open this aluminum door over here, I mean, it's naturally very heavy, but I can easily roll it with just 2 fingers because it's on like rollers, makes it super easy. And now that I'm even looking, even the door latch cover over here is not your standard metal cover, it's carbon fiber, because obviously, what else would it be? As I come down, first thing I notice is these steps, super wide, makes it safe, makes me feel comfortable when I walk down. I don't feel like I need to shrink myself 2 sizes down as I step down. Again, I have plenty of headroom over here, so I don't feel like I need to duck over here in any shape or form. And I have a grab rail right over here as well. So great angle over here, so it gives you more headspace. And on my right over here, you have actually your electrical panel. So all your lighting, your exterior, your interior, you can control from here. And of course, your audio system as well. Right below over here, you actually have access to your microwave. And there's some remotes over here for you. And you know what? All the remotes, everything has its own kind of like a spot. So even your engine room key has its own place. I mean, every single key has its own place. You have a control for your searchlight over here. Absolutely amazing. You have 2 outlets right over here, so you can plug in any appliances you may need. And you also have a massive ice maker right over here. This is no normal ice maker. This is Hoshisaki, which is a top of the top Japanese ice maker that a lot of top-end restaurants and bars use all over the world. And I mean, this is massive. You can create a lot of ice right over here and use that ice maybe to fill up your table outside with the ice box. As we keep walking, you have more storage over here, plate storage right over here, and cutlery storage right over here. More storage underneath, and more storage. Fantastic. You know, what I forgot to even pay attention to, because it feels really natural, is the height of the cabin. Usually you have to kind of duck somewhere in the boat, but here I'm 6'1", I have plenty of headspace over here, and talking about the ceiling over here, this is all suede finish. I don't even want to touch it. It feels so nice. It looks nice. It feels like it's gonna look nice, vice versa. But you also have a great seating area right over here. So, I mean, the backrest is actually great. And what you can do with this backrest, you can remove it and it becomes kind of like your big day bed over here, if I may say so. And of course, you have another seating area over here. And what I've heard some of the owners do is they install like a table over here that pops down. So whenever you want to get away from the sun or get a place of quiet place to work at, you can come down over here and conduct all your business. What's great about an aluminum hull is you can really customize it whichever way you like. This one has a couch over here, but I've heard that there are owners who have optioned their Vanquish with a extended shower area, so you have even more counter space in the shower, which we will get to in a moment. So on both port side and starboard side, you also have your regular plugs and you also have a USB plug, so you can keep all your devices charged up. As we keep walking, there are a lot of cool things hidden away in this boat. Starting off with a nice wine cooler over here. Now, you see, where are the handles? Well, it doesn't have any handles because it's basically a tap and it just presents itself, which is amazing. So you open it up and you immediately see you have dual zone. You can keep your wines, your white wines at the top, you can keep your red wines at the bottom, and you can set them on an angle if you so desire. Now, obviously, when you bring out your good wines over here, you're gonna ask where you're gonna pour them. Well, I'm glad you asked. Right over here is a whole tray of glassware for you. I mean, this thing is decked out to the brim. You have all your champagne glasses over here, your cocktail glasses, and your wine glasses. And all of them are inside a foam, so even when you are going at full speed, I mean, this is all the sound it makes. Which is absolutely amazing. You can lock this thing up, and right below your wine cooler is an additional fridge as well. Both the fridge and the wine cooler are by Liebherr. So any proper motor yacht has a proper restroom, and this boat is no different. So again, you know, every time I open a door on this boat, it feels like I'm opening a proper door. It feels heavy, it feels solid. There's It's not like, first thing I notice, you have a nice hook over here, so you can hang your robe while you're taking a shower. So it's a great attention to detail over here. And again, I walk in, I don't have to duck or anything. The door rims and the door frames are high enough for that. So you have, obviously you have your head over here, you have a sink right over here. And of course, truly an oversized medicine cabinet right over here as well. And an AC fan, so to keep the place nicely cooled down. Next to the sink over here, you have your shower. So an enclosed shower, a dry head. Again, I can step in over here, and 6'1", plenty of space over here above my head as well. Nice rain shower. You have a handheld shower right over here, AC fan, and actually a nice bench over here. So even if you want to sit down, take a moment to rest or think about life, you can do that right over here. Now, once you've taken a fresh shower, you're ready to take a nap, you can do that in the owner's cabin, which is a midship cabin, which is fantastic. And as we go there, I want to point out a couple of things. Over here, behind these panels, well, right behind this wall is actually where the helm station is. So naturally, it would make sense to have the access panels right over here. And if you don't know what any of these wires are, you would have no idea what they do. But every single one of them is actually properly labeled, and the labeling thing is carrying on throughout this boat. Once we get to the engine room, you'll be able to see what I mean. But again, a great place to open up. You know exactly what is what and what is where. So we close this up. And right over here on my right-hand side, you have a proper closet. So you have a lot of storage over here. I'm sure you can remove some of those shelves, put a rod over there, and have longer maybe dresses or coats hanging as well. Now, what's very cool is that this whole cabin is full beam. Now, obviously, you cannot stand up underneath the right by the bed, but I don't know how many people would want to stand up on a bed. But once you go down here, you have a great place where you can sit. So you have actually like 2 love seats, one on either side. So the other side has the same exact thing. And both sides have its own curtains. So that side over there now has the blackouts on. And on this side, on the starboard side, you have your window open over here. And you also have a porthole, which is the same exact thing on the other side. And by just pulling it down, you can now eliminate all the natural light from this cabin. So any bedroom needs a lot of storage, and this one is no different. You have his and her closet, same exact thing on either side, and you also have a little, this one can be even considered like a nightstand over here, and a drawer right below it. Right above over here, you also have a power plug and a USB plug. So keep your devices charged and ready to go for the next day. I have a tool here that will give us an access to the engine room, so you can all see what a mega yacht level engine room looks like. But before I go there, we have gotten kind of like to the dusk of this whole video shoot because there's so much to film about this boat. You can actually see the nighttime view over here with all this deck lighting all across the boat, and of course on the top as well. So one of the great things about this engine room is the access to it. You can access it right over here without moving any cushions or remove opening panels or anything. You just have this one massive tool. You put it over here and we lift it up. Now, before I even open this lid, a lot of the times latches like this, you have the synthetic teak, and this is synthetic teak by the way, ends at the edge because no one really sees, the side that hides within the latch itself. But this one, everything is perfectly finished. And as we open this, once again, you have an embossed Vanquish logo even in the engine room latch. And just to carry on the attention to detail, even the side walls are all fully finished with a synthetic teak. Now, to get inside is you have 3 steps, 1 over here, 2 over here, and a 3rd one right inside. And we arrive in the engine room. So this is me now standing up. I'm 6'1". My head is kind of over it. So I do need to duck down. But once I do duck in, this is a state of art. And when I mean state of art, I really, really mean that. Even the lighting over here, you can see these LED strips running right across. Obviously it's aluminum hull, so you see every single stringer on this boat, and every single item, and I mean every single item that is in this boat is labeled. Like, I'm first time in this engine, well, second time to be honest, but I can tell, okay, this is fuel filter generator, and this is not just, it's not just a sticker over here, it has Vanquish logos on every single sticker showing you what these things are for and what do they do. Now, I can show you starting off all the way from here. So you have a Seakeeper right over here, which is a stabilizer. You have IPS 950s, one on either side, obviously port side, starboard side. Diesel fuel filters, and you have a hot water boiler in the back over here. Right over here, this is your air compressor, just for your horn. Or your breakers over here, your battery chargers, your generator all the way in the back. And yeah, I mean, this is really, really nicely done. Every single item is labeled. Right over here, for example. So you have air conditioning, flush line, right over here. You see everything has Vanquish logos on it. Same thing over here. Fuel filter generator. If you come to the boat and you have situations where you just don't know how to do it, you want to know at least what each item is for. We keep carrying on over here. We have a generator right over here, which is a Fisher Panda generator. And obviously your pulse, one on either side. Your power system over here, transformer, which means that you can switch the power from Europe to US with just a push of a button, basically. What do we have behind here? I mean, everything is just easily accessible. I don't know if there's anything on this boat that I couldn't access. This is hydraulics for everything else. Right over here. Batteries. Has its own collect tray over here. Just amazing. It's mirror finish everywhere. Hi.
While the highest specification in other brands is optional, it is standard in the world of Vanquish. And what I mean about that is the option list in Vanquish is just a few lines long, because they believe the best should be standard and not an option. If you are looking to buy a Vanquish or any other yacht, visit YachtWay.com. YachtWay is an award-winning MLS Plus platform connecting you with authorized dealers near you via modern user interface and making the yacht purchasing so much more enjoyable. If you enjoyed this video and liked it, then hit the like button down below. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And if you have any comments, suggestions, or recommendations, then leave us a comment down below. See you on the next one.